What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's been about 10 months since I made a YouTube video, and there's lots of reasons for that, which we will discuss as we get into this video. But right now we're at one of our latest flips, and I'm going to talk to you guys about this deal, break it down and everything, because this one was a little bit of a weird situation. And honestly, this isn't the best flip. Like, when it comes to the numbers, they're not the best, right? But this was a tricky situation, and we really wanted to help out the seller. So let's go take a look at the house. I'll break all of that down, and like I said, of course, I'm gonna give you guys life updates and just talk about what all's been going on in our business over the last 10 months, because there has been so much shit happen in the last year. All right, guys, we are here in the Copperfield area. This is a really good neighborhood, kind of in between Katy and Cypress, and this is our flip that we purchased. Now, we picked up this house for $145,000, and this was like a whole month ordeal. It took us so long to close, and there were many reasons for that. Now, the first being is that the seller was actually scammed by another wholesaler. It's a whole ordeal, but basically they got her under contract. They kept wasting time, and then she reached out to us through our website, and she was still under contract with them. So we had to help her figure out that process because they just kept trying to extend the contract. So we put her on a timeline. She was able to get out of that contract. Well, then once we opened up title to go buy the property, we found out that there was actually a memo on the property, meaning that we couldn't close on the house. And because of that, we weren't able to move forward at the time. All right, so we had to guide the seller through the entire process, right? Because they didn't know anything about memos. They had never been in this situation. Now, luckily, our experience, we had her reach out, basically send a demand letter. They released the memo, and then we were able to close. So because of that, though, it was still a tight deal, but we were so deep in it that I had to help the seller because the comps have dropped in this neighborhood significantly. So when we originally purchased it, you know, we really were looking at 230, and then I reached out to my lender. He had just sold a rental in this neighborhood, and he was like, I think it's going to be closer to 200. But we had already committed to the seller. She had already dealt with the struggles from the last wholesaler, so we had to perform, right? And because the home didn't need a lot of work, which, I mean, I'll show you guys. I mean, really all that we're doing is we're redoing paint upstairs. I did countertops downstairs, new quartz countertops. We're bringing in some new appliances. We're doing some new carpet upstairs, and I retiled the showers. Now, it still sounds like a lot, but based on how we normally do rehabs, you know, it's really not a lot. So we're gonna be all in around $12,000 on this rehab. Like I said, we bought it for $145,000. We paid ourselves a small assignment fee of like $5,000 just up front, and then we will list this home. I'm gonna try to honestly list it for like $215,000, and then if I get a good offer, I think that it'll sell around $200,000 to $205,000. So we honestly will make maybe $15,000, but it was a quick turnaround. I mean, it literally took us 2 weeks to flip this property, and then we'll just get it listed. And then we own 2 more properties nearby, which one of those I'll be taking you guys to after this. But let's take a look around the property just so you guys can kind of see what we're working with. All right, so when we walk in here, you guys can see we have LVP on the floors. They already have the fireplace painted. We have this beautiful, huge light fixtures. Now, this is like a 2-story house, really about 1.5 stories, but kitchen here, my guys are finishing up paint. We have beautiful new quartz countertops. My tile guys here finishing up. We're gonna have a nice backsplash. So it's gonna be still a very beautiful, affordable project and new home for the right buyer, right? But let's go take a look upstairs. So in here we have the master. As you can see, my guys are working. And then we have a 2nd bedroom, another half bath, which they've already tiled up. You guys can see, oh, we don't have any lights in here right now. And then another bedroom. Yeah. I don't think there's a toilet on. It may be, maybe upstairs. You can go see, maybe upstairs.
No. There's room, but they have to move both of these trucks right here. And I think he's painting.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that's fine.
I'll just take one in and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. All right, guys, my bad. That was my carpet guy. I have a new flooring guy. We've switched out some of our people. Just like I said, over the last year, things have been rough, guys. So I've just had to figure out my crews that are loyal, that are still gonna rock with me through the bad times. But well, one of the last things I was going to say about this house is this house sits on a huge lot. So that's one of the other reasons why I felt comfortable about this house. On top of it, as you guys can see, all of the siding has been done. We just have to touch up some of the caulking and then do a little bit of paint touch-ups. And then the AC unit has been replaced within the last couple years. The roof was replaced within the last 2 years. Foundation is good. So all of the majors and like all of the big items, you know, the big 5 that we look at, the electrical, the plumbing, HVAC, roof, foundation, those are all good on this home, which is why even though the deal was a little bit tighter, I felt comfortable pulling the trigger. And like I said, I genuinely felt bad for the seller. Her husband has been sick, so he lost his job about a year ago, and she's just been holding it down for the team. And this was a rental property. Then they leased it out to some family members. You guys know how that shit goes. They weren't paying rent, so like she had to pull the trigger. And then on top of that, when she goes to sell the property, she dealt with a janky wholesaler. So it was like, even though the deal isn't that amazing, I knew we could get it turned around in 2 weeks. We'll make a little bit of money. It keeps my guys busy. And I always feel like taking care of people is what I got in this business to do. Like, we deal with people that are in life situations, and sometimes it's really not about the money. I really feel like if you put good energy out there, you take care of people, you'll get taken care of. And that's honestly how I've survived over the last 2 years, guys, because a lot of people have gotten taken out of this business, and there's a reason being. And the one thing that has saved me has been doing the right thing, taking care of people and relationships. We're gonna go check out the next house. I gotta get a paint bid. I gotta run through my guys, do some touch-ups and just go over some things with them. And then we'll go check out the other house. And then I actually have a closing as well on another problem property that we'll get into in the next video. But it's gonna be good, guys. I'm so happy to be back. We're gonna be dropping videos every single week. But let me get this shit taken care of so we can go look at the other house. All right, next stop of the day, guys. We are still in the Copperfield area. This is a flip. I started working on this deal last November, and it was a whole bankruptcy situation, a toxic family situation, just all the shit that we see on the investing side. But let's go take a look inside because it's windy as hell out here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about everything that we had to go through just to get this deal closed. Now, this house, like I said, we're in the Copperfield area. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and I really like this home because, once again, it came with a lot of solids. We already have countertops. This is granite. We're just gonna change out the backsplash. We have some appliances, but we will be doing new ones because they're just beat up, old, disgusting. We're gonna paint the cabinets, do some new cabinet pulls, and then we actually already have double pane windows, so that's really good. The AC was replaced within the last 5 years. The roof is good. Let's go take a look at the bedrooms. This is the master here. So we're just gonna be cleaning everything up. We're gonna be doing a brand new stand-up shower. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit confused. It looks like somebody has broken and spray painted the shower. I don't know why. Or maybe just my guy spray painted it because he knew we were gonna demo it. And then we have the guest, which we'll just be touching up. And I'm actually just gonna refinish the shower. It's in really good condition, paint the cabinets. And then the countertops, I actually have extra granite in the garage. So we'll just get that fit to match the kitchen. And then we have the kids' bedroom in here. But pretty simple house, really good deal. But let's go over the numbers and talk a little bit more about the situation. So the situation with this property is, it was just a very toxic family situation that they had to get out of with their parents. So they just wanted to move literally out of state, be done with the house, be done with the property. Now the problem comes in is they were actually in bankruptcy, and there's so many different ways to file bankruptcy, the processes, you can remove certain items. So in this bankruptcy and what they filed, they were able to remove the house from the bankruptcy. So we contracted it in November thinking we're gonna close like middle December, end of last year. Once we got into the bankruptcy stuff, their attorney was saying that it actually may not be till June or July. Now, these people are in bankruptcy. They're in this situation with their parents. They didn't have the money to cover the mortgage. So I took a big risk here. Once again, just trying to take care of people. And I actually had paid their mortgage for 3 months while we figured out the bankruptcy. Now, I have a great bankruptcy attorney, or an attorney who actually used to deal with bankruptcy. So she gave us some tips, and we were actually able to get it closed 2 weeks ago instead of having to wait till June. And that's just learning, you know, new things about bankruptcy, how those processes works, and just having smarter people on your team. And when I met with them originally, they were looking to get $165,000 for this home. And to give you guys a reference of like what it's worth, my neighbor just sold across the street for $245,000, and it was a flip as well. Ours will be of that same quality or just a hair nicer, just because we have the newer roof, the newer AC, you know, just certain things that make it a little bit more appetizing to a first-time buyer. And so because of that, you know, I told them I can't do 165,000. I was really around the 140 range. We ended up agreeing at $145,000 for this house. So when everything is said and done, you know, we should be all in around 170,000, and then we'll list the home on the open market for around 240,000. Just given the market and where we're at, you have to list things under market or they're just not gonna sell. And because we've been doing that and putting out a good product, listing things under, our last 2 flips over the last 2 weeks have went under contract within the first day or within a couple of days. So it shows really good signs that the market is starting to heat back up, but also you know, the market has adjusted and you have to list accordingly or your home is just gonna sit. And that's essentially what happened to us over the last couple of years, guys. Like back in 2023, I saw what was happening with the market and the post, you know, COVID era and what was gonna happen. And we just had too many flips on the book. At the time, I had around 30 flips, and that's just way too many. We were just completely over leveraged. We were doing Airbnb, our new builds, and like all these things. And we have since left Airbnb, and I've made a couple videos on that. And we even sold our new build projects, which I'll make a whole nother video on that separately as well. But we just had to get a lot of things off the books. And really, guys, over the last, you know, year, 10 months to a year that, you know, I stopped making videos is because my life was just hell. I had so many problems on my books in my life, personally and business, that I had to figure out. I lost my creative spirit. I didn't want to make content anymore. And I still kept up with IG. If you guys have been following me, I'm always putting out content on Instagram because I get a lot of deals through there, but it's been a very trying time. And, you know, I've had this conversation with a lot of people that aren't even in our market, that are across the country, that have been flipping for years, decades. Some have exited completely. I mean, like, the market has just been brutal. In Houston, a lot of homes have dropped 30, 40, 50 grand. That's under 400,000. Anything above, I mean, we've seen homes take hits up to $100,000. And that's just the reality of the market, right? Like, everything was overinflated, but just as quick as it went up is just as quick as it's fell. And I feel like right now where we're at in the market is things have kind of leveled out. But once again, you have to price your properties correctly and then put out a great product, and then understand that a lot of people are broke, right? So you're gonna be offering seller concessions, you're gonna be offering things to get the deal done. But at the end of the day, you wanna keep the money moving. And that's really all that we're trying to do right now, guys, is keep the money moving. So these are 2 of the 12 properties that we own currently. We're selling off 2 this week. I'm actually headed to a closing right now to sell off another problem property. And I gotta go pick up the sign tomorrow. And I'm gonna make another video just on that property, all the problems that I had to overcome. And yeah, we're gonna check out flips. I'm gonna catch you guys up through the next few videos. And yeah, we're just gonna be pumping out content, guys. We're still flipping houses. We're still doing real estate. I actually got licensed over the last year, which is crazy. I have 2 clients. I'm actually putting in an offer for one of my clients today on a house that they love. So yeah, guys, there's nothing that I can't do real estate wise now, but it's good to be back on YouTube. It's good to be making videos again. I'm excited to share my journey with you guys, even more so as we get deeper in the real estate hole. I hit 10 years in the business this year, so it's just crazy, guys. Crazy. We've come a long way. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, I greatly appreciate it. If you guys aren't already, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, because we're gonna be dropping weekly videos. Share it with a friend, share it with everybody who's interested in buying real estate. And we're gonna make it a great 2026, guys. Until the next video, peace.